worried about being left behind. I wanted to get away. When I was growing up, there was this ad, and it had this guy running from a cop, and the cop's chasing up, and there's all these little kids' voices saying, I want to be a police officer when I grow up. I want to be a fireman. I want to be a teacher. And then, just as the guy is being collared by the cop, there's this male adult voice that says, nobody wants to be a junkie when they grow up. And I thought, I do. I want to be like my folks. I want to go to jail.
I grew up in rural Tennessee at a time before the law required mainstreaming of kids with disabilities. I was walking at the time, but authorities worried that I couldn't keep up, and so for my own good, they decided I couldn't go to school with all the other children. The kind of school they wanted to send me to is the kind of school where girls become secretaries. And as a girl in a wheelchair, my options looked pretty limited. My parents, both valedictorians of their class and PhDs, wanted me to go to college. So they found a school where if I could pass the entrance exam and pay the tuition, then I could go to school with all the other kids, even if I did walk like a monkey. Every day, I would precariously make my way down to the playground, and every day, the other kids would gather around, and they'd push me down. It was sport for them to see if I would bleed, to see if I would cry. I still have scars on my knees and my forehead from being pushed down every day. But I didn't cry, not one time. Where we grew up, there were no Jews, and no one knew we were culturally Jewish. See, my mom believed that the Nazis were coming back, and she wouldn't practice or reveal to anyone her heritage. But we were not allowed to tell other people that we were Jewish, for good reason. Because when the Nazis came around the first time, some of Mom's family really were taken aback. There was one story that infused our family culture. It was the story of the Lamed Vovnik. The Lamed Vovnik are the 36 righteous people, and they carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. As long as they carry that pain of life, no one else has to experience it. But if that pain, one of them, shirks their duties, and that pain is unleashed upon the world for all to experience. I knew, without ever being told, that I was one of the 36. I was young, I was strong, I could do my duty. I would carry the weight of the world on my tiny shoulders. One day, I came home from the playground, bleeding and wailing to my mother. Why me? Why do they pick on me? My mom didn't miss a beat. She said to me, honey, they don't know it, but you're the only normal one. It's our secret. I wondered if that was the story that my mom had told herself to get through her childhood. She grew up in Philly, and there were tons of Jews in Philly, but she didn't grow up in a Jewish neighborhood. She grew up in a Catholic neighborhood. And when she would walk to school in the morning, the Catholic kids would line the streets to spit on her as she walked to school. I knew the story she told me wasn't the truth. I knew that I wasn't the only normal one, but for me, I clung to that story as if it were the truth. And for me, it became the truth. I was the only normal one, and they just didn't know it. And so as they would gather around me on the playground to push me down, I just repeat to myself over and over, joke's on you. I'm the only normal one. I'm the only normal one. I'm the only normal one.
My left arm had left me, and in its place had left an evil stranger that was only interested in one thing: pain. That was the summer of hot packs and cold packs, therapy and tears, of sorrow in slow motion. I would occasionally get postcards from my old left arm. The Eiffel Tower in twilight is amazing. The Grand Canyon is just grand. The Parthenon is awesome. Wish you were here. Me too. I knew that I had to make a decision about a wheelchair when I got trapped in traffic in the street in front of my apartment building. I was stuck between the lines of moving cars, scared and alone. When I could move again, I headed for that curb like a drowning woman, swimming for shore. The next day, I called a medical supply company to find out what I needed to do to get a wheelchair. I told almost no one. I was embarrassed and ashamed. All my friends thought I was bulletproof, that I could cope with anything. How could I tell them that I'd come to this? It took 6 months to get a power wheelchair. When I knew it was finally coming, I arranged to take a week off from work. I knew it would take some time to get used to it and try to learn to use it. I could only find the courage to go a few blocks from my house. I did get to the sandwich shop at the bottom of the hill. Ezekiel, one of the counter guys, came and sat down at my table. "What happened?" he said. I thought for a minute. My left arm went on vacation and didn't invite me. I had just gotten a postcard that morning. Cheerio from the British Museum. Nice. He said, "I am so sorry." I said thank you, and I meant it. All my friends were so happy that I'd finally gotten a power wheelchair that they'd left sorry behind a long time ago. But I was happy that somebody was sorry, because I was so sorry. I never expected anything like this to happen to me, but it did. And somehow, I'd gone from being a person to a parade float overnight.
People say I should act like other people. I do act like other people. I act like other crazy people. But crazy people make me crazy. See, crazy people are weird, and I don't deal well with weird. My weird isn't weird. It's my head. I live in my head. I don't always like it, but there's nothing I can do about it. So their weird is their weird, and my weird is my weird, and I have to ride the bus because I don't have a car, and the bus is full of crazy people being weird. Riding the bus is hard. It's full of people, and they're so casual, running their eyes over me. They stick to their conversations, but their voices clash with my voice, and there's too much static, too much noise, and I go, "Fuck!" And everyone turns. And the bus driver looks in the mirror, just checking up, and I'm embarrassed now, and I go, "Fuck!" And I steal the wind from their throats. My eyes slide away. I spend a lot of time talking to my shoes on the bus. My shoes don't bark or growl or praise God in heaven. They don't even have laces, so they're mostly safe. Without eyes, people slide away. People scare me. I take pills because people scare me so much. They don't work that well.
I was rolling down the street one Saturday not long ago when the power indicator on my wheelchair started staring back at me with two evil little red eyes. That means the wheelchair is almost out of power. I knew I had to do something, and fast. I was a woman in search of an outlet. My need for power was going unmet. The lack of wattage filled me with regret, 'cause I was a woman In search of an outlet, I rolled on into a bookstore. I had to plug in, that was for sure. My power was fading, sinking fast. For much longer, I could not last. I rolled to the counter, said, "Mister, please. I sit in this wheelchair, but I'm on my knees. Do you have an outlet? I brought my cord. My wheelchair needs power, can't be ignored." The bookman smiled, said, "Lady, don't plead. I see by looking, I've got what you need. Come on back this way, follow my lead. I'll get you charged up, back up to speed." He had an outlet, I had my cord. That chance meeting was a springboard. I'll see him this weekend, there's lots to explore. He's got an outlet, and I've got my cord. Yeah, he's got an outlet, and I've got my cord. Yeah, he's got an outlet, and I've got my cord.
Bread in the toaster. Toast pops up. Can't butter it. Eat. No one cares how the toaster works, unless it doesn't. No one wants to see the wires.
Turn on the ventilator. The tubes fill with air. They fill my lungs. Make me breathe. No one cares how the ventilator works, unless it doesn't. No one wants to see the wires.
Me in the morning, bed rail, grab bar, dressing stick, sock aid, wheelchair. Get ready, get set, go. No one cares how I work, unless I don't. No one wants to see the wires.